What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Sione Taki episode 44 of the Barking Brown Show. I'm your host, Jacob, over at Roachism13. Nick is off on assignment tonight. He will not be joining us. I have a great guest host to join me and the wonderful producer, Ed in Columbus. Little programming note, Jeff Lloyd was going to join us from Locked On Browns. He had a bit of a situation that he had to deal with, and he is good. We will connect with Jeff here soon before the draft, but he will not be joining us. However, producer Ed and our amazing guest host will help me with tonight's mock draft. I just wanted to take a few housekeeping notes real quick. I want to thank everybody who has made my first month, almost my first month, a Dog Pound Daily very successful. I really appreciate everybody reading my articles, supporting my articles, letting me know their feedback and everything. I did drop one today on why the Browns need to re-sign David Njoku. I will be writing a mock draft up this weekend. It'll be different from tonight's mock draft. So thanks, everybody. Ed is monitoring the comments as always. So if you're on Twitter, fire away in the YouTubes and the Facebooks. I will be monitoring those tonight. Thanks for, the likes, the comments, subscribes, the interactions on Twitter. We appreciate everything. The Patreon. We did a film study on tackles this past weekend. I think we're doing tight ends this weekend. I'm not sure where we're going on that, but I think we're going to do that this weekend. Hey, guys, the most valuable thing anybody can give us is some of their time. Thanks for giving some of your time to us in these very troubling needs. Ed has got a comment. He'll make a comment about what is going on in real life, and Nick will be back next week. We do believe he has a very important assignment. I sent him on a fact-finding mission, so he's finding me some facts. We'll see what he got. We'll see what he brings next week. He'll have some good stuff. I know he will. So we are going to bring on the great producer, Ed, and he is going to introduce this week's guest host.
Well, I do want to say I'm glad you said it's Sione Taki because number 44 was also Ernest Biner. We don't drop the ball on the Barking Brown Show. Also, we do have a special guest from the Dog Chug. Andy Manchen will join us. But in these times, I want to talk about something real quick. Obviously, our hearts and prayers and everything go over to the Ukrainian people in their time of need, and may God be with them. But, we get on Twitter, and before this conflict, we talk about the Baker Wars. The Baker Wars have had 0 casualties, had a lot of hurt feelings during the Baker Wars, but 0 casualties. And what's going on in the real world across the globe is something that it breaks my heart. And hopefully we are all with those people. And hopefully that conflict can come to an end very soon. And we can get back to having fun in this world, because that's what I think God wants. And, I think that there's a higher power. And I think that, we all get to enjoy the freedoms over here. And then I think everybody in this world should enjoy those freedoms and also have the freedom to enjoy the Cleveland Browns. And I hope Ukrainians someday, hey, the Browns bandwagon, when we get good, you're more than welcome to come on, hop on board. So we love you and we pray for you. But let's have some fun tonight, guys.
All right, man. We appreciate it. We're going to be on the great Andy Manchen. Andy, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. It's big shoes to fill, filling in for Nick Carnes, but happy to be here. It's an honor. Ed, thank you for setting me up with all that sad talk. I'm pretty bummed out now.
We want to know do our best to be a good, pleasant distraction this evening.
People want to know, Andy, will we be chugging tonight?
That depends. Do you want me to chug? Do you drink beer on the Barking Browns show?
You can do whatever you want on this show.
Actually, I've already drank beer on the Barking Browns show, so
a lot.
I already know the answer. By the way, it's nice to have that little countdown in the beginning of the show that counts down from 30 to 0. I did 4 beers during that 30 seconds, so got me pumped up for the show.
We are very excited for tonight, guys. We are going to do our little mock draft tonight. So we're going to start out with free agency, who the Browns should cut, who they should re-sign, maybe a couple of guys here and there that they could bring in that are free agents before we get there. So, Andy, I'll ask you first. Do you have a specific 1 or 2 guys that you think are absolute must re-signs for the Browns that are free agents that are already on the team?
Sure. I think definitely getting Denzel Ward re-signed, even though he's here this year. I would love if we get him re-signed. And then the Chief, I love him. He hasn't popped yet. He's going to do it. Let's bring him back.
Okay. Yeah. Ed, is there anybody? I will agree. Let's theoretically, we have re-signed Denzel, extended Denzel Ward, and we brought back David Njoku. Is there anybody else, Ed, that you think we absolutely should bring back?
Well, I think you got to bring back Njoku, and I think that also too, one of the reasons why he's gotten better. I like his production, but he's a playmaker. Like, we have a bunch of tight ends like Hooper and Harrison Bryant, and they do a nice job. I think Hooper falls down a little bit too much, but the thing about it is the Browns are lacking playmakers at the wide receiver position or even the tight end position. Now, they do their job in the run game, and I know it's predicated on that and setting up the downfield blocks. But Njoku, say what you want about him, he's gotten better, but down the field, he stretches the defenses out. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and I think that, and also too, here's another thing I think that gets overlooked. In Cleveland, we traded up to get him.
Yeah.
Why not? And I think if you're a player in this league with all the stuff that went down with OBJ and the Jarvis Landry stuff, wouldn't it be nice that, you trade up for a guy in the first round and then you get that, you extend him because actually he got better. I think it shows the other players in the league that Cleveland is a place that you can go, you can grow, you can get paid, and you can start winning. And I think that's the reason why I think Njoku is my number one priority in the offseason to re-sign.
He's also only 25.
That helps.
He's been in the league 5 years. He's 25. He'll be 26, I think, by the time the season starts. But today, David Njoku is 25 years old. Take Austin Hooper's targets and give it to David Njoku, and you tell me he falls down and doesn't produce. I will also like to re-sign Jadeveon Clowney. I think re-signing Jadeveon Clowney. Listen, Andrew Berry coveted him for 2 years. He finally got him, and he showed you why he was coveted by Andrew Berry in this scheme next to Myles Garrett. I still don't think that discounts me potentially taking an edge at 13 here in a little bit, but I would bring back Jadeveon Clowney. I'll give him 2 years, $32 million. I'm fine with that. I cut Jarvis Landry, give that contract to Jadeveon Clowney, who will actually produce and make up for it. So let's do this. We're going to keep Njoku. We're going to extend Ward so that we feel good about, he's got a long-term deal, and we're going to keep Clowney. I would like to, let's see if anybody disagrees. I want to cut Hooper. That's going to be a post-June 1 cut, so I don't know if it really counts for the draft, but we know we're going to do it, right? I'm cutting Case Keenum. I'm cutting Jarvis Landry. And I'm cutting J.C. Treader. Thoughts?
Nick Harris filling in.
Nick Harris. I'm ready. I'm ready for Nick Harris.
I like it. Yeah, I think all those moves make a lot of sense.
Anybody else?
I like at first I was hoping that you'd say some more names because I think that no offense, because I think there's a lot of Browns fans that when you say J.C. Treader's name, like, oh, you can't do that, and there's a lot of players that, like, even Hooper. Sometimes I think there's people love him or you hate him or one or the other.
Yeah, I don't think there's an in between. I think it's
it seems like
the other.
Yeah, I mean maybe that seems like with all Browns players, obviously.
Yeah,
but I think that I like those. I can't argue with any one of those, and I think that moving forward, let's get younger and better.
I'm also okay with a 1-year deal for Anthony Walker just to have that veteran in the middle.
All right. And what are we doing with Conklin? Is he going to be back next year? Is he going to be on IR? Are we cutting him, keeping him?
Well, that's a great question. Do you guys want to cut Conklin?
I heard he's going to be ready by training camp. That's what I heard.
What's his contract situation like?
It is pretty. Let me pull up Spot Track real quick, but I'm pretty sure you can move on from it. It's the last year because it was a 3-year deal. I think it's got like a voidable year at the end of it. Yeah, it was a 3-year, $42 million contract. Let's see. If you cut him, so there was an out. So this year is where the out is. So if you cut him, it's a $9 million dead cap, but you're saving, it looks like 12. Yeah, it looks like 12. So it looks like so his cap hit. No, it's 6. Okay, so if you keep him, his cap is 15 with 9 of it dead. So you would save $6 million if you cut Conklin.
All right. So for the purposes of today, should we say we'll hope he's ready?
We can move on.
I think so. I think that, yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so you guys want to keep him. Okay, that's fine.
I do.
We can keep him, but we can also say, hey, if something falls to us, maybe we change our minds.
Because what's your plan if we don't?
How it is. Like if you get like a tackle, like a Tyler Smith somewhere on day 3, and you're just like, man, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you feel really good. You could move on, I think. I think they also, James Hudson got better, man. I like James Hudson.
Brown's bot chimes in on that. He says, letting an all-pro like Conklin go, it probably it stings. That would sting a lot. And I think they're absolutely right. Because what's the replacement then? I mean, he is when he's on the field, he's really good.
He is really good. I really love Jack Conklin. It made me sick. Yeah, you're right. That's asinine. We're keeping Jack Conklin.
Yeah.
The only way I think I'd be able to make peace with cutting him is if he wasn't going to be healthy.
Yeah, right.
I think that's all right, guys, let's roll this on. We're going to pull the mock draft simulator up for tonight.
Wait. What did we do at free agency?
Oh, shoot. You're right. We got to sign some players. Okay.
Oh, somebody in the Twitter, they want to sign the kicker from Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have now signed Young Huku.
Nice.
All right.
That's my
Can you kick outdoors?
Pick up a kicker.
That's my top priority. We just
kicks in a dome though.
I don't care. 90% career field goal percentage.
Okay.
90. Okay. So we got Koo. I would like to. Okay. We'll go to Ed. We'll go to Andy, and then I'll go. Let's just for the fun of it, let's each pick one signing, go with that, and then roll into the mock.
Okay.
So Ed, if there was one free agent signing out there that you would think would just be the perfect to set up the Browns after what we have re-signed, go ahead. Who would that be?
Well, it's cool. It's the kicker. If you just said he's 90%, and you're okay with him because to me that's the special teams has been unspecial for how many years, and I'm sick of it. You watch the Bengals get to the Super Bowl basically. Evan McPherson. Okay, in the playoffs, he was 20 for 20. He made 6 extra points and like 14 field goals. He was 20 for 20. I mean, that's elite. That's what we need in Cleveland. These games are too close in the NFL. So give me that kicker. That's my guy.
Okay. Andy?
He stole mine. I was going to say no kicker. Actually, go ahead and sign a second kicker just so keep them both on the roster. I don't want to ever have to sweat kicks or extra points again. That gives me a lot of anxiety.
I understand that. Okay. That's fine. All right. So I've got 2. Give me Christian Kirk, the wide receiver, the slot wide receiver who has got a lot of speed, because for all intents and purposes, we have Baker Mayfield as our quarterback going into the draft. Like we could draft one and move on, but I just right now I'm so uncertain of what might happen. I think they're looking at options, but we're going to say that Baker's our quarterback. I'm going to give him a dude with a lot of speed to stretch. I'm going to give him Christian Kirk. That lines up. The type of quarterback and the type of receiver that Christian Kirk is. Give me Christian Kirk, although I'm a enormous DJ Chark. I would love to have DJ Chark. But recently, some people have been really convincing me that I think maybe the ideal signing is Christian Kirk. So give me Christian Kirk and give me big DJ Jones, the defensive tackle from San Francisco that just eats blocks, and he's a nose tackle and he shuts down the run. Give me a big run-stopping nose. Give me Christian Kirk. Give me Koo. I think we're good, right? Do we want to add anything else before the draft?
Is there a lower level tight end we can go get since we?
There's the tight end group is really kind of interesting because you've got Dalton Schultz, Zach Ertz is. Let's see. You got Zach Ertz and Jimmy Graham. CJ Uzomah is interesting. He's not really a lower end in Cincinnati, coming out of Cincinnati. Gerald Everett. I'm all right on Gerald.
Cedric Wilson from Dallas. Somebody's chiming in on.
Cedric Wilson from Dallas would be a great. I think is a very good wide receiver.
Drew from the Brick City. That's a good one, Drew.
I like that one. Evan Ingram is fun. Okay, Evan Ingram was in the same tight end class as David Njoku. He went in the first round. He's got a bit of a drop. The dropsies problem. You know what? Actually, I got it. Let's sign OJ Howard from Tampa Bay.
Ooh, love it.
Oh, I like.
You're looking at. Let's see what Spot Track.
Yeah,
I want to see what Spot Track has his market value at, because Spot Track does a really, really good job here. They got the calculated market value at $2.2 million.
Right.
Give me OJ Howard. Yeah, give me OJ Howard. Give me Koo. Give me Christian Kirk, and give me DJ Jones, and let's do some drafting, boys.
I got one for you, Jacob. Now
Okay.
This might be a little. Allen Robinson. What do you think about him?
I think he's going to be too expensive, because even though he is coming off a down year, he's never had good quarterback play, yet he's really performed always.
Yeah, that's what.
Except for this year. I think it's just too expensive.
That's fair, because like Calvin Ridley, just too expensive.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley's also almost 27, and he's not even off his rookie deal yet. Like,
I know that's
you want me to give you and he wants an extension. You want me to give you a big extension at 27, and you've had me really like produce. Like, he's good, but like I'm gonna give out draft assets and a big contract. I'm just getting out of 2 big wide receiver contracts. I'm not.
That's
signing another one that is only a dude that is barely like 2.5 years younger than Jarvis Landry.
Ooh, now that you put it like that,
I just like I'm okay.
I got one for you.
Yeah,
go get me a third kicker.
You somebody I want to draft. That's a kicker.
Let's go draft a third kicker.
No, we're going to draft a 4th and a 5th kicker.
We're not messing this one up this year. We're not doing. All right, guys, we are going to use. I'm going to pull it up on the screen for everybody that's watching, anybody that's listening. I'm actually going to take our logo out because it's covering up my face the way. Everybody's like, no, don't take that logo out. It is on your face. And I'm like, you're right. Okay, so we're good.
Dan chimes in. Nick did not get fired, and why the hell is Andy here? Says Dan.
I don't know, Dan.
Nick is on a fact-finding mission.
Yeah, Dan Dan recovering from. He was in the hospital the other day, so all prayers go out to Dan in his mouth.
Yeah, Dan's whore mouth. So we're going to use the Pro Football Network simulator. They're my favorite. You do not have to pay for their premium to get trade offers. I am open to trading. I don't know your 2 philosophies on that. We'll see how it goes. We're going to draft just the Browns. We're going to do a full 7 rounds. I will do my best to try to let everybody know what the board looks like and stuff for those that are listening on the podcast audio only version. But fire away your guys' thoughts as we get here for picks as well. I would, let's do it. All right. So let's get this thing started. We're going to hit let's draft. Let's see how this rolls. Me and Ed did a practice draft where Garrett Wilson went 2 overall earlier, which was crazy. All right. Let's check this out. Oh, Chris Olave's off the board. Oh, my guy just went. Sam Howell just went 12. All right, before we look at the trade offers, I want to give you guys the top 12 that way. Evan Neal goes 1, Aiden Hutchinson. I think that's probably how it plays out. George Karlaftis goes 3. Andrew Booth, the corner, goes 4th. Kayvon Thibodeau goes 5th to the Giants. The edge rusher from Oregon. Kenyon Green, the guard from A&M. To Carolina, the Steelers traded up to 7 to take quarterback Matt Corral out of Mississippi.
Whoa.
I would love to see what they gave up for that. That is a bold move.
That ain't gonna happen. Pittsburgh never.
No, they're not trading up to 7. That's wild. That's wild. Okay, Chris Olave, the first wide receiver off the board at 8 to Atlanta. Charles Cross, the tackle from Mississippi, to 9. Kyle Hamilton, the safety, drops all the way to 10. David Ojabo goes 11, and Sam Howell, the second quarterback off the board, at 12. So I know if Marcus is watching right now, he knows that Derek Stingley Jr. is sitting there at 10, and he is foaming at the mouth right now with him being there at 13, the 10th overall prospect on this board. So I'm going to go through a couple of guys that are available, and then we'll look at the trade offers, guys, and we'll discuss based on that if we even want to consider the trades or if we think there's too many good players on the board. So the top-ranked guy on their board left is Garrett Wilson. He's my wide receiver 1.
Oh, yeah.
So if that is what the route we want to go and we don't like these trades, for me, I love David Ojabo, the edge from Michigan, and he went 11. He's not here, so it makes me start to lean back to the edge or to the wide receiver class. And my wide receiver 1 is Garrett Wilson. He's staring me in the face. Amon Gardner, Sauce Gardner, the corner from Cincinnati, Ross the Sock Boss favorite. He is sitting there as well. Jameson Williams, Tyler Linderbaum, Leal, and Jordan Davis, the two dactyls. I just don't think they're – Jordan Davis misses a lot of snaps to be a first-round pick. Like, he doesn't play a lot of pass rush snaps. They're not taking Devin Lloyd. He's a fun linebacker. They're not taking the linebacker. Iquanu is really fun. I heard Britt Sobolewski on the Dueling Mocks with the OBR talk about him. The tackle from North Carolina State, he thinks is really, really good. And then you also have my wide receiver 2, which is Drake London. So those are the top guys that are on the board right now. And so is there anyone – well, let's look at the trade offers first because we want to get all of our things on the board. So, okay, we have 2 trade offers. Arizona is offering us picks 23, 55, and a 5th-round pick next year for pick 13. Green Bay is offering pick 28, pick 59, and their second next year. So those are the trades. Those are the people on the board, guys. Are we considering the trades, or is there somebody on the board that you are just absolutely not wanting to miss out on? We'll go to Andy first.
Yes, I think it comes down to, do you want to take your top wide receiver, the Buckeye, who, I think this city always kind of has a tendency to over-evaluate Buckeyes, but Garrett Wilson is pretty amazing.
He might be the one that they're right about.
Yeah. Do we just take him, or do we roll the dice that with taking that Atlanta trade that we can maybe get Drake London at 23 where he is slotted to go?
Yeah, that is because he is their 23rd overall prospect, and that's a great point. Great point. I'll ask Ed his opinion first, and then I'll give mine overall.
Well, okay, here's the deal. I love me some Garrett Wilson. I can't lie. But if I could make a trade down and get Drake London, or is Treylon Burks, is he still available?
Yeah, we're looking at Chris Olave as the only guy that's off the board at wide receiver. So Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams with the injury, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, they're all on the board right now. It's hard for me because, wow, I think I know where you're going, Ed. Pick 23, pick 55. I really want an edge, and I really want a D tackle in round 2 because I think after that, the edge and D tackle class falls off until somewhere on day 3.
Here's the thing. I think that I love me some Garrett Wilson. I'm a Buckeye, but I think that the reason why I like if you can get Treylon Burks or Drake London and pick up an additional 2nd-round pick, you may want to use that 55th overall pick that you're getting in this trade to use it to move back up if you like a guy, because you're getting the position you want at wide receiver, and then you want that edge, Jacob. You want that edge, and you may want to get that edge, but a team above you, like maybe Baltimore or Pittsburgh or somewhere, whoever, and you're going to use that extra 2nd-round pick to move up. I say we take that Arizona trade, and I say we roll the dice with it.
Andy, what do you think about taking that trade?
Yeah, we have a lot of holes to fill, so getting that extra 2nd pick, I don't even know that we need to use that trade up. I think I just like having
that extra pick.
You're a picks guy. He's a picks guy.
Yeah, he's a picks guy. I'm fine with that because I love Garrett Wilson, but for me, Garrett Wilson and Drake London are not that big enough of a gap that where if I'm getting Drake London, you guys know I'm a big Drake London. I'm
He's
fine.
a bigger receiver. I want a big receiver.
All right, we're going to trade back to 23 to pick up picks 55 and a 5th round pick from Arizona next year. So we're going to take that. Let's see who Arizona took. Amon Gardner, the corner from Cincinnati. Okay, Jamison Williams goes. Garrett Wilson to the Saints. Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Devin Lloyd, Trevor Penning. I'm getting another trade offer. I'm declining it. I'm good. Drake London's there, guys. Is that at 23? Is that the
so
pick?
So is Burks.
Okay, well let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do the debate here. Drake London, I think, has the highest ceiling in this draft. I have seen a lot of people tell me that Treylon Burks is their bust candidate of this draft. I disagree. I think Treylon Burks has got 5XL gloves. That's what he wears. 5XL. He's got these giant mitts. And Treylon Burks was this dude where everybody at Arkansas was like, you know what? Just get the ball in this dude's hands, period. Just get the ball in his. Drake London was the Pac-12 player of the year on offense, and he stopped playing in October, and he had awful quarterback play. Awful quarterback. 6'5", he's around 215, 220. People say he can't separate. He can separate, man.
What was his injury again?
It was an ankle. So it's not ligament damage. It depends on the medicals. From my understanding, we'll see if he tests next week in that kind of thing. To me, it's Drake London and Treylon Burks, but you can very easily look me in the eye right now. If you guys tell me it's Treylon Burks, I'll take Treylon Burks right here, and I will have no problem with it. Andy, what do you think between the two?
Yeah, so I'm a big admirer of Burks. I think he could just be incredible, right? And ultimately, anyone from USC just scares the crap out of me. They never seem to pan out. I hate whenever we draft for someone from USC. Cody Kessler, right?
Yes.
Okay.
15 baby carrots.
I didn't know.
I'm going Treylon Burks. I'm gambling.
He's probably the most versatile of the two. He's definitely the most versatile of the two. Okay, you got me. Okay, you guys got me. Treylon Burks and the different things he can do. I will elevate him above my wide receiver too. We'll take it. We're going to go Treylon Burks at pick 23. And I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Zion Johnson, I like a lot. The guard that was just taken at 25. Interesting enough, Kenny Pickett goes 32 to the Lions. Chad Muma just went 34 overall, the linebacker from Wyoming. Got a late day 2, maybe early day from him. All right, let's look at this. Perion Winfrey's off the board. Trey McBride, the tight end, is off the board. Lewis Sign. Drake Jackson is my guy. Drake London didn't go till 37.
Wow.
In this mock. Okay, this is interesting with the Bengals taking a D tackle at 31. If they do that and don't add 6 offensive linemen in the free agency, their fans need to quit. Like I would revolt. All right, guys, this is what we got here. This is interesting. Malik Willis is on the board. None of these quarterbacks should be taken in the first round. I truly believe this. I can't believe Sam Howell went where he went. Malik Willis is on the board. David Bell is on the board. Carson Strong, the quarterback from Nevada, is on the board. Petit Frere, the tackle from Ohio State's on the board. Isaiah Likely, the tight end for Coastal Carolina. Sam Williams, the edge from Mississippi. Jahan Dotson is there. Abikadet, I can't even say his name. The edge rusher from Penn State is really good. Devontae Wyatt is going to be 24. Jalen Petre is fun. Myjai Sanders is really nice. The guy that I like and will try to convince you guys to pick here, because I think he's going to continue to fly up draft boards, is the D tackle from Connecticut. Travis Jones is the only dude even worth mentioning on UConn's football team on defense. And he was commanding double and triple teams, yet when you're on the tape, he's just absolutely disruptive. He goes down to the Senior Bowl and he just starts getting dudes. You're like, oh, what's he going to do against the best competition at the Senior Bowls? He was embarrassing dudes at the Senior Bowl. He is a nose tackle. If you had him and DJ Jones, who we brought in, you had a line that was just killed. Pittsburgh was awful at running the ball. They saw how the Browns were at D tackle against the run, and they killed us twice just running right at the D tackles because they were awful. They were awful. If you put two guys that are true nose tackles, Travis Jones, DJ Jones. You put these guys on the line, and you got Clowney and Miles on the edges. I'm not sure where there's a weakness on the defensive line. So that is my case for Travis Jones at 44. I'll bring back the overall edge list up here. If you guys need me to go to certain positions, let me know. What are your guys' thoughts here initially at 44? Ed looks like he's still doing research, so I'm going to go to Andy.
Yeah, we have pick 55, so I would probably hold off addressing tackle.
Correct. Yes, we have.
And I definitely think our offensive tackle, given the uncertainty of Conklin, is a big question mark. So if there's anyone you like here, I could see doing that.
Yeah, we got Petit Frere there at tackle. He's really nice out of Ohio State. He's interesting. It's very interesting here too, because a lot of these tackles, are you converting him to right tackle? What is your plan there?
Yeah, right now, I think you've got. We don't know if Conklin's going to be healthy. Willis, he was hurt. He should be back and be great next year. But I would like to just bring in another tackle that you can develop and doesn't necessarily need to start right away, but you got there if you need him. So, okay.
What do you guys any of these edge? Do it for you. Myjai Sanders from Cincinnati, Bikete from I'm butchering his name, from Penn State. Sam Williams from Mississippi is pretty nice. Boye Mafe is too old, so is Nick Bonito. You could probably take those guys a little bit later. Is there any other positions maybe that we want to look at?
Yeah, I agree. Edges would be a primo position to address here.
Okay. Jacob, here's my thought. Okay, so Drew in Brick City, he says David Bell, but I think I like that. I like him, but I think here's my thinking in the second round here.
I love David Bell.
I like what Andy's saying about David Bell. That's what I do love him too. But I think that the Browns, they need to go defensive line, whether it be edge or D tackle here, because they need a stud that's a starter. I'm with Andy and the fact that we do need to draft a tackle. I totally am. I think we can get one in the third or fourth round.
I think you can get some guys in
that we can develop. But I like that thinking. We should not lose sight of that. But
remember,
the second pick, we got to go D-line.
78 and 98 in the third round. You've got that Kapitsa.
Oh, okay.
So don't forget, and you got 104. So you've got 3 picks right there around the top 100. For me, a guy that he's not the same player, but when you look at a guy like Myjai Sanders, he reminds me of a guy of Jadeveon Clowney in the sense that he does the dirty work well. He likes to set the edge. He had a real. I can't remember what his pressure rate. He only had 2.5 sacks this year, but his pressure rate was the best of his career. He was playing out of position. He has all this talent, and they were putting him kind of an outside linebacker just because – and Luke Fickell will tell you that. He was just – they needed to do something he had never done before this year, and he did it. That's the kind of player he is. He's that versatile player that can play a stand-up outside edge rusher. He's played both types from the corner there. I think Myjai Sanders – people will see him in that game against it was Alabama, right? They played Alabama.
Yes.
I got sidetracked on there. And where he kind of got blown up a few times, but in all reality, he was setting the edge really well. I like Myjai Sanders a lot. If we're looking defensive line at 44 and Sanders is there,
I want the best, whether it be a defensive tackle or an edge. I want, Jacob, whoever Andrew Berry feels is the best playmaker starter at any position on the D-line. That's why I think the Browns should go with the second pick.
I want to bring up the draft profile from Pro Football Network real quick on Myjai Sanders. He's 6'5", 258.
Wow.
And so he's got great size, long looming frame that affords him natural leverage. His frame also allows him to wrap up smaller ball carriers with ease and disrupt passing windows at 6'5". He has stride lengths coming downhill, and it says here explosiveness. That's what I wanted about.
Yeah.
He's also really bendy, in terms of the bend around, kind of how Myles Garrett gets low to the ground, like Von Miller does that. He's really bendable. He's got these long arms. And if you watch Myjai Myjai Sanders just off the line, just boom, boom, just explodes off the line. If it's me and we're set on defensive line, I think it's Myjai Sanders here.
I'm okay with that.
I love it.
All right.
That's for Ross. That's for Ross.
That's for Ross, the sock boss, who says Myjai Sanders no matter what. So there we are. We're watching the free fall of Malik Willis right now. Is interesting. He continues to fall, 52. He's still on the board. Here we are at 55. I don't like either of those trade offers because we traded back to get 55 specifically. Okay, this gets fun. Okay.
Don't make me do it, Jacob. I know.
I'm not going to do it. I don't like Malik. I don't like, if you're going to bring in a quarterback in this draft class, I'd prefer somewhere on day 3 or something to take a guy like Bailey Zappi to be the backup. Okay. Did I go away and come back?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So I don't like the idea of bringing in a guy that's going to compete. Malik Willis needs time to develop. He's not developing behind Baker. I just don't not because Baker can't develop a guy, but you don't bring a guy in like that, a high profile guy like that with Baker Mayfield and keep it like that. I just think that's a
recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I agree.
Would not be good.
Yeah. We have other needs. We've got other needs on this team. I just feel.
So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do the Malik Willis. Here's the thing, guys. Travis Jones is sitting there at 71 all on their board. That is ridiculous. I think if you don't take Travis Jones now,
he's gone.
He's gone by 78. So my question becomes, do you want to address tackle now, Travis Jones, or do you, with DJ Jones, they're okay to take maybe a development stopgap type guy, maybe somewhere on late 3rd round, 4th round there. If you're wanting kind of an impact guy, I think this is why you do the trade back, because then you get the edge at the tackle and you solidify that line. That's my.
I agree. I think if you pick somebody at 55, I want them to play significant time. And like you said, if you feel like you can get more combo in 2 players and do what you're saying, then I say trade back. I'm with you on that. Because if you take a player at 55, they better be impact then.
Yeah.
And if you don't like somebody, then yeah.
And I think that's what you do at Travis Jones here.
Okay.
And any other positions you want to look at? Nope.
Not really.
All right.
Nope.
I like it, guys. You guys are very agreeable people. I like it. I think if you get edge, I think Myjai Sanders is a starter. Maybe if you kept Clowney, so he's going to take Ty Kinley's role this year, and I think he'd be really, really good in that role this year. And then he eventually back as the starter somewhere down the road, and you got Travis Jones next to DJ Jones on 2nd down. That's a no-run zone, man. And then you get to slide Clowney inside and put Myjai with Clowney on the inside and Miles on the other side on 3rd and long because they can't run it. You get to send the dogs. Sorry. It gets interesting. Teams are going to start offering us picks next year. Like if Indianapolis says we'll have them trade back 82 and give them pick 182 4th next year. Honestly, after the 1st round, I don't have interest in trading back. Does anybody else want to?
No, we're trying to get the best draft for this year. We don't care about next year.
I like it. All right, we're at 78.
Well put, Andy. Well put.
No, he's right. Sit short to we want the best draft. I like it, Andy. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Let's go.
We've gone edge, we've gone tackle, we've gone wide receiver. I will tell you the top about 10 players here on the board, I'll tell you. And then you guys let me know if any of them interest you or if there's a position you want to focus on. Boye Mafe and rusher from Penn State are still here. Boye Mafe is too old, Nick, but Benito, the edge rusher from Oklahoma, is too old. Jake Ferguson, who I love, out of the tight end out of Wisconsin, he's too old. He's he's 20 feet. George Pickens, that's where it gets fun. So if we're looking at a second wide receiver, George Pickens from Georgia, if he is healthy, and I know there's been these injuries, if he is healthy, he's just round talent at wide receiver at 70. Christian Watson, Dakota State, was the best wide receiver, I think, ever. He is really good. I like him. He's this big, fat. We got Treylon Burks, who plays a lot in the slot. But you guys talked about getting one of those big Drake London-like receivers. Christian Watson would potentially provide you with one of those. We got Lindstrom, the safety or the center from Boston College. Might be interesting to consider because we did cut J.C. Treader, so we do need a backup. So maybe somewhere around here we're considering something like that. Kobe Bryant, the corner from UC, Daniel Falele, who's 6'7", like 370. He's a absolute being. And John Mechie, I like a lot, the wide receiver.
I like Mechie. Yes.
Is there anybody that really grabs your fancy, or is there any groups right here that you'd like to look at?
Let me ask you this. We didn't mention this player, but did we re-sign MJ Stewart?
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to.
I think we forgot to mention that we should re-sign MJ
Let's
Stewart.
do it. Hey, Jimmy, get his checkbook out. Let's re-sign him.
Sign that check. We messed up. Don't punish MJ because we messed up. My bad. All right, guys. So do we want to look at safety anyway?
No.
No, okay. I don't think. No.
I think it's too early to draft a developmental safety.
Yeah, I agree.
I really love take a second wide receiver here.
I would absolutely agree.
Yes.
Okay, so we're in agreement that we're gonna go wide receiver. So let's look at him. Let's bring him up here. So you got Pickens, Watson. Okay, I'll tell you the guys that I really, really like here.
I want Mechie.
We got Mechie. We got Watson. We got Pickens. Justin Ross is here. Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky is really good. I love Khalil Shakir. I love Skye Moore from Western. Skye Moore's at 160 on their board. I don't think Skye Moore is going to be 160.
You like him a lot, don't you?
Skye Moore is like an Anthony Schwartz that has actually developed to learn to play wide receiver a little bit. I think he'll run in the low 4.3s. We'll see next week, but I think he runs in the low 4.3s. But John Mechie, I mean, I like Mechie a lot. The Alabama wide receiver. He does have speed, as we're looking at the scouting report network as well. He gets downfield in a hurry. There's very little chance he's going to get caught. He gives him the ability to create and maintain separation.
What's the knock on him? Is there why?
Injuries.
Okay.
I think it's kind of been the injury on Mechie. Some drops. I think there's a few drops in there a little bit as well, but he's a decent enough route runner and everything. I like John Mechie a lot. Any particular one that you like here?
No, not particularly. And if this application thinks Skye is 160, we're going to be able to get him later. So let's not even consider him here.
Yeah, that's fine. Fine.
Even if he is going to go in reality, third round.
We know
we can get him in the 6th, and we'll look like genius.
Yeah, in this mall, we can hang out. I mean, guys. We want to get more speed. We still had no speed. Let's go, John Mechie.
Okay, I like that. That's
Let's get John Mechie. We've got more speed. Need for speed. Where did Malik Willis actually end up going?
Yeah, where did he go? That's a good question. Hopefully not in our division.
It's gonna it'll fight me until I do all the picks. Also, a guy I like, by the way, if we're at this one of these hybrid edge defensive tackles, Logan Hall, the defensive tackle, I think is really more of an edge rusher out of is a really, really fun guy as well. Let's see. I'm just curious where Malik Willis goes. I can't even find him. See him on this board?
I don't see him.
This is just a terrible. There he is. He went 64th to the Broncos. I like that.
Oh, I could see that.
All right, we're at 98. Okay. This is where I think I love the idea at 98 of entertaining an offensive tackle.
Yes.
Big on that. I think 98 is a great spot. Let's
get Andy his tackle. Let's get him his tackle here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yes.
We have got Daniel Falele's board. The offense. I want to get his actual measurement so that I get it right. A 6'9", 80.
Yeah.
At one point in his career at Minnesota, he topped 400 pounds. Oh, by the way,
4 bills.
380 mammoth got put on his butt by Majai Sanders at the Senior Bowl.
Well, they're gonna be teammates here.
He's really interesting. I think he has a lot of refinement of it. He doesn't have a lot of great. I mean, he's 80. So the biggest knock is going to be his lateral movement. And in this offense, where you're talking about zone blocking and the screen game and getting out and moving,
yeah.
I'm not sure. I want to talk you guys. I'm going to talk you guys into. I'm going to try to talk you guys into. Mine is Tyler Smith, the tackle from Tulsa. Tyler Smith from Tulsa. Yes. Tyler Smith, the tackle from Tulsa. By the way, he went to the Wyatt Teller School of Maulers. He's a big, mean, physical, annoying tackle. And I'm going to say 330, 6'6", 330, and he can move. Like, he moves pretty well. You want to see best competition, go put on the tape of him against Ohio State this year. As a pass-happy offense, that dude can get out, and he can move, and he does not give up ground easily. If I'm here, I like Tyler Smith. I love Kellen Dyche, the tackle from Arizona State. He's only about 300 pounds at tackle. He's really lean, but the zone blocking is Arizona State, so he has a little experience. Is there any here? We also got Bernard Raymond, Central Michigan's on the board, and Braxton Jones from Southern Utah on the board. Anybody got anything about any of these tackles?
I've heard you talk about Tyler Smith. I am sold. It sounds like a great fit for the Browns.
I agree.
I love it. I do. I love it. Like, I will him onto this football team.
That's for you, Jessica. That's for you.
There's 2 players I will onto this football team, and one's a punter a little bit. We are back on the board at pick 106. We have 4th round pick. So we're going to pick at 117 for those that are keeping track. We're on the day 3. We're going to start drafting athletes. All right. That's what you start doing on day 3 is you draft athletes with great traits. So, guys, what do you want at? Do we want to look at skill position players? Do we want offense? Do we want defense? Is there anything that you kind of want to zone in on? That we've got an offensive tackle. We've got 2 wide receivers, an edge, and a defensive tackle. That's where we're at. Oh, we want to look at quarterbacks, Ed?
Just to look. Just doesn't mean we're going to take them. I just want to see what's available. Just want to see.
We're windows. We're
just window shopping. That's all. I promise.
You
Baker's my man.
Hater, you.
No. There's a guy named Zappy. Is Zappy still around?
Bailey Zappy is around. You also got Caleb Elby from West Michigan. Caleb Elby's I want to say, I got to remember if this is for sure, but Caleb Elby is the guy that I heard Jake Burns talking about. He can make a lot of really fun throws.
How tall is he?
Caleb Elby, good arm, smart. Oh, wow. I didn't see his measures. Let's look.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If I'm going to take one of these guys in the 4th round here, I want to get a guy that's 6'2", 6'3", with a good arm. Maybe needs some some work in the film room or something. But
30 or 21. I almost said 30 when pulled Brandon Weeden. That was
yeah, we don't.
So Caleb Elby, he is 6'1", 210.
Okay, that's still okay. All right.
Pass.
Yeah. What's Zappy again? What's his height?
Zappy is a bigger, strong. He's Keenum. I think he's 3.
I like that.
Bailey Zappi is. Why am I all of a sudden not able to find these guys? I want to say it's 6'3". That's who I think he is. He's 6'1".
Okay.
Bailey Zappi is 6'1". Keep in mind that like Zappi's numbers this year were so stupid and absurd. He broke Joe Burrow's records. He threw 61 touchdowns and 5,900 yards.
Wow. Okay. Was he playing against defenses that like?
Well, he went to Western Kentucky. Yeah.
He's a hilltopper then, right? Why, it's
a hilltopper.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, on here. Is that a dog chug glass?
It is a dog chug glass.
Wow. And Andy, tell everybody how anybody can get one of those.
All you have to do is come
All
on
you have to
future episode of the Dog Chug and chug 5 beers within 1 minute of time.
That's all.
Do that, we're going to send you one of these buttes to your house free of charge.
Or maybe to the hospital. So we've looked at some of these quarterbacks. Is there something else do we want to take your quarterback?
Tight ends, just for the heck of it.
Tight ends, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, let's look at some tight ends.
So Stefanski likes to run like 10 tight ends. So.
Yeah, we got Cade Ott, the tight end from Washington. He's the one that really start to get fun at these ones of what left. Cole Turner from Nevada and Greg Dulcich from UCLA. Greg Dulcich is not going to block. I feel like he's pretty up front. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right guy before I say that. He does a lot of really fun things from UCLA. Cole Turner is a lot of fun. The tight end from Nevada, he played with Carson Strong. 6'6", 240. He's a pass catcher. We're looking at Pro Football Network's profile on him as well. He's fine. He's good. He has all the attributes you want. He tracks the ball well. He's got good awareness, explodes off the line. Reliable catcher. I'm not sure where he's at as a block, but that's kind of where you're
Stefanski ain't gonna like that.
Yeah.
Next.
So we're off at tight ends.
The Browns
these ain't looking too good right here. Not for 4th round.
The whole plan is to confuse whether it's going to be a runner or pass. You can't if your tight ends can't block, then they're not
right.
They're not going to be able
to. Those guys. Cole Turner, Greg Dulcich, they might be around 5 or 6 once you're just kind of taking athletes at that point.
Fair enough. So pass from quarterback, pass from tight end.
I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm done with positions here.
I want to look at some more help with the defensive line.
Okay. Ooh. We want to look edge. Let's look at edge first.
Yeah, you need pass rushers.
You got some fun guys here. Tyreek Smith is kind of fun from Ohio State. Right now you're also going to start getting to the where the boards are so dramatic on day 3 that I'm talking about Tyreek that they have at 170. Of the group that's on this list, like I'm more comfortable with him than any of these other guys. Alex Wright, the edge rusher from UAB, I think he's like 6'5", 6'6". He's like this really big, long, gangly guy, and I think he's a one there. You got some fun. Jeffrey Gunter from Coast Carolina goes to a small school. Dominique Robinson from Miami, Ohio. He's all right. If we go over onto the edge side, the D tackle from Michigan is interesting. So is John Way, the D tackle from Arkansas. Look at some guys that could be kind of. You could be kind of fun. For these guys. 6'6", 320 for John Ridgeway. You're really starting to guys that just aren't going to get moved. Like Chris Hinton, he's pretty strong. He's built like an offensive man. Reading this offense report, he's not bursting with potential, but there's upside. It's kind of their scouting report.
Jacob.
Yeah,
Jacob, is it fair to say, like when you're drafting, defensive tackles or anybody on the interior, are you more like this is how I am, but are you more like taking players from big schools because you have more tape on them than it would be from taking them
I've
from
got
small
better
school that they
tape
just
on
dominated?
I've
Yeah,
got better. I've got more comparable tape, in my opinion. But like I said earlier, this tackle and edge class kind of falls off until we get a little bit later into day 3, after the top guys that we've kind of already gone on. So, but I'm fine with some of these guys here. Is there anybody else we want to look at, or is there anybody that caught your at edge or D tackle?
No, not really.
Who do you want, Jacob? Right now, if you had to pick, who do you want?
Let me.
Yeah,
He's kind of older, but I really like Darian Beavers.
I think when you're in day 3 age, you can kind of start throwing that out the window.
Darian Beavers really fun.
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot to look at the safeties as well. Nick Cross from Maryland is really, really fun. I think he can do some things as like a single high. Smoke Monday can play some of
that
these.
name alone.
Yeah, I know.
Smoke Monday. That sounds great to me.
I love the name.
And these
Marcus Joyce, slot corner. He's pretty fun.
Yeah, and we like getting guys here that can really make a big exclamation point at special teams right off the bat.
That's true.
So.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you can Lake is kind of on the safety from UCLA. He's a guy that I think can make a special teams impact is Nick Cross.
I've heard that name. I've heard that name.
I'm trying to look at it. He's a former track star. I'm looking at this info that they've got from Pro Football Network. He's a guy that Jeff Lloyd likes a lot. He's got really long limbs, long arms. I'm trying to look at here.
Listen, I'm filling in for the amazing Nick Carnes. I'd say we go with Nick Cross.
I agree. I agree with that.
I like Nick a lot. I mean, 106 maybe high on some people's boards, but at this point, we're going to take guys that interest us. I don't know why George Pickens is still on the board at 117.
Yeah, no, that is kind of. Yeah, he's still 70. Yeah, wow, nobody.
All right, we're at 117 here.
Wow, Pickens is still there.
My quarterbacks are gone, so we're not looking at quarterbacks. James Cook is fun. The running back from Georgia is sitting here at 117.
I like taking a running back.
I do too. I do too.
There's a lot of talk potentially trading Kareem Hunt, right? That this has suddenly become a thing. They trade Kareem Hunt. They want to talk about those things.
You're going to just, right now, Roger is throwing his fist through his computer.
I don't want to trade him. I got yelled at because somebody asked me if I'm 34th overall. And I said no. And a bunch of people were like, oh, you're stupid. And I'm like, well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be honest. If we have him for one more year, if someone's throwing 34 at me, I am absolutely taking it 100%. But no one's doing that. I love Kareem Hunt on this team next year. He's here for one more year. And then we have a big hole at wide receiver.
James Cook is probably, and I was making sure I was looking at these things. Look, and tell me what I'm going to read Pro Football Network's profile on him. Tell me what this sounds like. He's taking snaps in the back, in the slot, gone in motion, lined out as outside wide receiver. His versatility of exceptional receiving ability from the running back position. He's productive as a rusher and a receiver, and he can block.
Yeah, sounds like Kareem Hunt.
This is our guy.
This is our guy.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. 1 team. We're taking James Cook, the running back from Georgia, and get us Kareem Hunt's replacement. I might take James Cook at 34 when we trade. we trade Kareem Hunt for 34. Just take James Cook as
Come on down.
Replacement. Prosper, guys. We'll just prosper.
Rookie contracts, baby.
I think the only thing right now, Cross is a really fun one. I think the special teams lapped him up to where we picked him at put 4. in round 4, but I really like what we've got going on right here. Okay, here's a great spot at 155. Cole Turner, the tight end from Nevada, is still on the board. We're talking about a guy that does not do a ton of blocking. That does not mean he can't develop as a blocker. He is a very good, if you are looking at him at 155 as tight end, like we brought in AJ. Oh, okay, he's tight end 4. We got O.
Yeah, because we have 4. Yeah.
We've got Harrison Bryant. This is the guy, like, draft him. He's very similar to Harrison, who I think is developing into a nice player. So I like a tight end here. I like Cole Turner. Is there another direction position group we want to take a look at and see what's on the board?
Cole Turner it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's get tight end 4. Let's make sure Stefanski gets all the tight ends and the weapons and the pass catchers that he can. We're going to just go through here. My phone likes to go off just loud in the background.
It's all the people congratulating you on making a great pick.
Yeah.
It is.
It's Shefty. It's Adam Schefter. It's Adam Schefter.
So we're crossing into rounds, and this is where I start convincing you that I'm taking a punt.
Oh.
So we're going to see who's ordered, but I look at kickers and punters once we get to our pick.
I got a kicker for you, and I don't want to say his name, but I want a kicker from the same university that Phil Dawson came from.
We are looking at pick 192, and I'm going to make my case for Matt Arena. Listen,
your guy.
They call this kid the punt god.
well, hey now. I mean,
that is all I should have to say. Listen, I want to pull it up to make sure I don't misquote this, but I've been like running my mouth about this on online. Let me tell you, he also was a kicker. Don't ask me about kicking stats because they weren't great. Don't ask me about those. So let's look at Matt Ariza's punt average. I hate when you go to ESPN because all they want to show you is field goal kicking.
Is the kicker from Texas gone?
We'll take a look. I'll take a look in just a second.
I don't want to say his name.
As a punter, last year had a 51.2 range.
Whoa.
That would have been second in the NFL. He would have been second in the NFL in 7th.
Yeah, our guy hit the ground. Remember against the Raiders? He actually hit the ground with his foot, and then he kicked and he punted the ball. That's how bad it was.
It was fun. All right, here. He's not on this simulator. I hate to tell you that, but Dicker's not on this.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy.
He was the kicker. I also point out that Jordan Stout has a massive leg. Matt Array, I'm telling you guys, this dude would have been second in the NFL in punting. That's my case. Is there anything else we want to add?
The only thing I like Dicker, and I also like the fact that he went to the University of Texas, like I said, where Phil Dawson came from. So that's the only reason I do like Dicker, the kicker.
That's fine.
I'm gonna disappoint my neighbor who was an NFL kicker. He's amazing, but I'm gonna say don't draft the punter. Sorry, I said kicker. He's punter. Let's go ahead and just you know how the Browns like to spend a lot of money to make sure they get the UDFA they like. Go ahead and just do that instead of wasting a draft pick because punters are going to last till after the draft's over. That
hurt my soul, but okay.
I'm saying we can get your guy and we can get somebody else in the 6th round that can also help the Browns.
All right. What do we want to look at? I'm just kidding. What do we want to look at?
I want to look at linebackers that we could develop that will be good special team players.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I got you.
And I don't really love a lot of the Browns linebackers long term outside of one. So I want that to be a position we keep bottom feeding
There's a guy in the Dog Chug made a song about that linebacker you're talking about, I think.
Ed once again pimping himself.
A-OK, because we got J-O-J-O-K.
I want to make sure I have this. I'm trying to make sure that he's the guy that I think that he is. Bring this guy up real quick because Ellis Brooks is an interesting one. Yeah, 6'1", 308. Not 308, 230.
That's a big linebacker.
I'm sorry. Drew from the Brick City chimes in again and says that Eric Metcalf always wants Dicker. Now, Eric Metcalf was a former Longhorn as well, but he said that last week on a podcast. So there's a lot of Dicker for kickers for Cleveland. So, I mean, I don't know.
Ellis took Micah Parsons' role when he went to Dallas. So he has experience being the quarterback of the defense at the middle linebacker, plays coverage, is a real good communicator, leader on the football field.
And is he athletic?
230. Let me see if I can his kind of. So he's similar in build to JOK. I want to see if I've got like a speed metric on him real quick. They say he's probably somewhere in the 4.7s, but he plays really, really fast. Yeah.
We're in the 6th round. Let's take him.
Let's see. Yeah, we got him that's got a similar build to JOK in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Out of Penn State.
Yep.
He gives you kind of depth with Jacob Phillips, the young, athletic, speedy linebackers that line up. Okay, yeah, I like Brooks.
I like Big Ten.
Also making sure that I'm also like looking at Sports Illustrated to make sure that I had the measurements right and reading Pro Football and also getting in the 6th and 7th round where even somebody like me that obsesses over these things. What we're talking about. We had our final pick to kick off round 7. Detroit's pick here as well. I think this is from the David Blau trade, if I remember correctly. So we are picking at 221.
Punter.
Andy's not let us pick punter. So from
I know.
You can pick a punter.
He's really good. He is. Jacob, I've been looking at him because you've been pimping him out in a couple of your mocks that guy for a while now. I actually looked into his net putting and punting and stuff. The guy is really good. He is really good.
You just cannot draft a kicker in the 3rd round. That's something that never.
That's fair. That's fair.
Where did Tampa take what's his face?
Sebastian Janikowski or whatever.
No, Robert White.
Oh, you're talking about the guy. Yeah.
It was the second, wasn't it? The end of the second.
I think it was the second. Oh.
Wasn't Zane Gonzalez like 7th?
He was a 5th. I know that Alciver was a 5th pick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Believe me, I said we should take 3 kickers in free agency, so I'm saying it's important, but do not take one with your 2nd round pick.
Shane Leckler was a punter drafted by the Raiders back in the day. Was pretty good.
Let me I can bring his measurable up. Let me see if he's still on the board here.
Yeah, Andy, that's a nice chug you got there. What are we drinking tonight?
Well, I did 2 White Claws for Nick. Coors Light and a Natter Day.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm 43 and I still drink like I'm in college.
Hey, man, you do a deal.
Drink like a champ. That's a champ right there.
This is who I'm thinking it is. I always look at some of these names and I actually are. So the top
he's Andy and I'm
guy on the board is Siam Mccollum, from Sam Houston State. I want to bring up his measurables real quick. I want to make sure that I'm remembering. Like there's just so many freaking names once you start getting at this. He's a big cornerback, 6'4", 200 pounds. Siam Mccollum, the corner from Sam Houston State. I like a big corner.
Jacob, I know he's not on here, but we could just say right now, Dicker the kicker, though, right? If he's, I know he's not on. Andy, would you get posted Dicker the kicker?
We signed Koo.
Oh, that's right. We signed Koo. Well, we got to get like 5 kickers for Andy.
We're not taking a guy just because he has a funny name. It's not happening.
He's
Sorry.
good. He's good. Eric Metcalf wants him.
I mean, we're
You're
sitting
gonna say
here.
no to Eric Metcalf? Are you saying no
I
to
think
Eric
if
Metcalf?
you got a
Andy?
6'4" corner in round 7 with good size,
Oh,
I think I'd take the chance.
okay. All right, now I'm interested. Okay, all right, like AJ Green, kind of big corner.
Yeah, let's see Siam Mccollum. Let's see what happens. See how this rolls.
Okay.
You always
And
want
so that's
to
going to
be.
wrap
You always
it
want to
up.
be
Let's
adding corner.
Yes,
Yes.
Andy's right. You're right. Yes,
It's very
a passing
important.
league. It's a passing league.
You never. I think you should draft a corner every year.
Yeah.
A corner
agree.
in alignment.
Totally.
Give me a corner in some sort of alignment every year. Yeah, give me one of those. Give me that flexibility. Hold these guys, especially while you still have a guy like Bill Callahan in the building.
Remember our former president Holmgren? His philosophy was you drafted quarterback every year. That was dumb.
Yeah, he drafted the wrong ones too.
Yeah,
when we're all said and done with this, I was thinking, who do you like out of the Browns draft? I'm honestly gonna say I like the running back the best. I love that pick. I really love that pick.
I love that value.
I love that pick. I love it.
117 James Cook. If that was something that they were able to pull off, I mean, when you listen to that draft profile, I need to look. I want to watch it. I just haven't watched many of the backs yet. I will really go and I'll dive into them. That's a really. Let's talk here off the board. Treylon Burks, Myjai Sanders, Jones, John Mechie, Tyler Smith, Nick Cross, James Cook, Cole Turner, Ellis Brooks, Siam Mccollum, and Arizona's 5th round pick in 2023.
Wow. I like
it. How many picks was that? 9?
That's a lot of picks. That's a lot of guys right there.
That's 10.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
They have 9 on and we added 1.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we traded. That's right, we traded down.
Yeah, because we added 50. So I love James Cook. I'm going to take Tyler Smith because I think long-term Tyler is going to be a really, really good tackle. If
your favorite, Andy?
Wills does not work out, he is a left tackle by trade. If Jed, for some reason, I think you've got a guy right there that can be a swing tackle, be a lot of really good depth at a position that struggled at depth last year. I think James Hudson really started to come on, but when Chris Hubb went down too, James Hudson wasn't ready, and you had to go to Blake Hance, just isn't a tackle in the NFL. I think you put a lot of pressure on him, and that's where they struggled. But listen, Tyler Smith's my favorite, but James Cook is probably the best value in this situation, I think.
Who do you like, Andy?
I am going with the guy that will be everyone's favorite Cleveland Brown in probably, I don't know, a year and a half, because I think it's going to take a little while to develop, but Treylon Burks is going to be fantastic. He's going to be a star, and we're going to love him. He's just going to be catching touchdowns in the end zone all the time. That's going to be great.
He just runs like a running back. But he's just too fast. You're not supposed to be that size and be that fast.
He's a freak.
How?
And he's productive. He's got the production. I think he's a great Andrew Berry pick.
I think absolutely is. I think it's a lot of fun, guys. I think that was a really fun mock draft. I want to thank Andy for stepping up and being a guest host, hosting and guest hosting at the same time.
I could chew gum, but I thought it would be disrespectful.
What?
I could chew gum as well, but I thought that'd be disrespectful. It's a joke. It's a bad joke.
I get it. Look at how my hairline is not centered on my head. It's like over here. It's like going on with that. Guys, it was great. I thank you all for joining us tonight for our first live mock draft. I got a piece out pinned at the top of my Pro 13 from Dog Pound Daily on why you should re-sign David Njoku. Go check that out. I will have a mock draft that will be different than this mock draft, but I will have a mock draft for Dog Pound Daily sometime this weekend. So stupid crap over at Dog Pound Daily. Check out the damn dog chug from last night. Not normally Wednesdays at 10. It was 9 o'clock last week. 9 o'clock next next week, my understanding, a really cool guest going to be coming on that. Check out Andy and Ross and Roger. He's really grumpy, but he's there and he's a good dude. And he'll even fix your toilet. And we got Ed over here just bringing it. Listen, I want to say this. Ed has always got absolutely everybody's back, and he's always back in the background doing all the work that is – what is it? The thankless work? Is that what I'm looking for? The work that nobody wants to do and nobody gets any credit for, but Ed does. Puts his nose down, grinds his ass off, and
he really plays from the shadows where nobody even notices he's there.
But you would notice if he wasn't there, because the show would not be as good.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So, thank you again for joining us for the Sione Talkie episode. Next week, we will see the facts that Nick went out to find. He went out to find them. He found them really well. He's going to bring them. We're going to see that is next week. We're going to try to reschedule Jeff Lloyd, get him on here, do a mock draft, break it down like only Jeff Lloyd knows how to do. Guys, thank you so much. I'm Jacob. Andy, that's Ed. Thank you. We love you. Go Browns.